Last week was a really exciting time for women's health where PCOS officially got renamed PMOS. PMOS stands for polyendocrine metabolic ovarian syndrome, which this actually encompasses a lot more of what women experience, and hopefully this makes it a lot easier for women to not fly under the radar when they get blood work done or complain about particular symptoms and actually be given help. It might also be the reason your GP decides to recommend you a GLP-1 versus giving you the oral contraceptive pill, now that that's been classed as a group 1 carcinogen, because your issues might be more metabolically related and a GLP-1 might directly solve that one problem. But we need to remember that whenever we see something and the last word is syndrome, like irritable bowel syndrome, or like, again, polycystic ovarian syndrome, or now PMOS, polyendocrine metabolic ovarian syndrome, that this is usually an umbrella or a conglomerate of symptoms. Traditional PCOS symptoms can include things like insulin resistance or poor blood sugar management, meaning you feel pretty crappy after eating, maybe a little bit tired, food coma spec, and constantly craving sugar and feeling like you have depleted energy, feeling quite fatigued in the day. It can also be the cause of unwanted weight gain, particularly around the tummy area. And with high androgens being quite common, you can notice sticky, stubbly, dark hair around your chin, acne or backne, and potentially additional more masculine features starting to become apparent over time. But we're not here to go down any of those rabbit holes. I just want to help you. As someone who has read an unfair amount of clients' blood works where it actually says in the notes section underneath their markers, PCOS ? Yet the GP has told them in a telehealth or face-to-face that everything looks fine, maybe you should have some vitamin D, and they have failed to address the very notes that they put there. My concern is that we're now giving another name to something that will continue to fly under the radar and not get addressed. But at least you don't have to undergo an ultrasound to confirm if you have PMOS. Now, this is where I want to share that the next time you get your blood work done, ask for a copy of it to see if it simply says in the notes PMOS or PCOS. But as well as that, there are a couple markers that you can look out for. This might appear on a blood work as your fasting glucose being above 4.9 millimoles per liter. That unit of measurement is mmol/L on your blood work. It also may appear as fasting insulin being elevated above 6 milligrams per deciliter, or 6 mg/dl. And finally, you may notice your free testosterone is elevated as well. And this may read as above 15 picomoles per liter, 15 PMOL/L on your blood work. Now note that sometimes your testosterone might appear normal, but DHEA may be elevated. So if you're dealing with funky symptoms like difficulty losing weight, constantly feeling fatigued and craving sugar, and having a bit of a hairy chin when you'd rather not, it might be worth investigating your blood work. Now that having the condition of PMOS is a slightly more broad diagnosis, it gives us the opportunity to bridge the gap and get to better learn our bodies and make them feel their absolute best inside. So on that note, yes, it's great that PCOS has been renamed PMOS. However, that doesn't account for the fact that your doctor may still not flag it on your blood work. So just make sure that you double check as well and know some of the right questions and markers to check to see where you're at too.